All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with the Houston Red Diamonds, who will be performing Saturday night, 7 p.m. in Pearland, Texas at the Rig. I'm sorry, 5 p.m. in Pearland, Texas at the Rig. And we got some pretty interesting topics that we're going to talk about. First, we're going to talk about discrimination of scholarships. The cheerleaders feel that football players, basketball players, track athletes, they get all the scholarships that they want, but however, they only allow a few scholarships for cheerleaders. So let's see, Miss Shenaya, talk about that.
Discrimination, I think that for one, is discriminated against because cheerleading is associated with a sport for mostly women. Also, men do it, and it does not mean you're gay.
Okay.
It just means you are very talented at what you do.
But let's stop right there. Men cheerleading.
Yes.
Why would they not be considered gay?
They wouldn't be considered gay because I think it's a masculine act to pick another human being up. I mean, how you gonna be feminine and you trying to put somebody in the air? You can't do that. You have to be masculine.
But gay people are strong.
Not all gay people are strong. Some gay
Okay.
people are weak. I mean, it just depends on the type of gay that you're trying to get
Okay.
to. But I mean, we're not gonna get into gayness. It's about discrimination against cheerleading. I think people think cheerleaders are underestimated. I think they just see the cute part of it and the short skirts and the hair and the makeup and the glitter. They don't see that we have to work harder, if just not as harder as the basketball players, the football players, and golf, track, whatever. And I think really cheerleading is pretty much the most dangerous sport. Football, they got helmets, pads, whatever. They covered up. About the most they gonna get is a turn burn. Us, we don't have nothing. It's just us in the ground. And if we get it, then it's over. I mean, and they don't give us enough credit. I think they give football players all this money to go out there and run up and down the field. I mean, it's some football players that have scholarships that don't even play. At least with cheerleading, you know you're going to do something. Whether you stand in the back, whether you holding somebody's ankles, or you touching the top of somebody's head, you're going to do something. So your scholarship money is not going to be wasted. And I think they waste it on athletes who want to just say they have a scholarship and don't use it to their full ability, because most athletes go to school and they overuse that because they go to school, start drinking, they get kicked out of school, they start fighting, they don't know. And I think that they should give cheerleaders more opportunities than what they do. Like scouts take the time to go out and scout football and basketball players. Some baseball, it don't matter, but they don't take the time to go out and scout cheerleaders. I mean, you can be a bomb cheerleader, yeah, it look like they're doing the same thing, but somebody out there is doing something a little bit extra than what the next person is doing.
Okay, now real quick, what do you have to say about that, cheerleaders and scholarships?
Well, as Shenaya said, cheerleaders don't get the credit that they deserve when it comes down to what they are doing. As she said, sports players, as of baseball, basketball, cheerleaders work just as hard as basketball players.
Okay. So you feel there should be more scholarships offered towards cheerleading?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a serious question. Would you all date a guy who's a cheerleader?
Yep. Yes, I would, because whether you know it or not, actually most of the cheerleaders that's on a team, if it's guys on a cheerleading team, I can guarantee you it's one of them cheerleaders' boyfriends.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know this, and people might not like him, I don't know, but George Bush was a cheerleader.
That's not saying much.
But he was.
You talking about President George Bush?
Yes, he was a cheerleader.
That, you know what, and that figures. You know, I'm.
He not gay, as far as we know. I'm just saying.
George
He was the
Bush.
president.
Okay. So real quick now, let's talk about discipline. And let's go to Miss Leaira. Her real name is Leaira, even though we call her Lady Tat. Miss Leaira, talk about discipline on the team.
Okay, well, discipline on the team comes as we have to be on time for everything. It's not something we just show up to the game and decide that we're going to dance.
Okay.
We have to work hard to become a team and get on point, make sure everything is exact. And with our discipline, if we're not on time, then we get punished for it.
Okay.
If we are not fully practicing at practice, we can't be a good team if we're not all together.
Okay. So discipline is important.
It's very important.
So tell me, how do you all deal with women in the crowd that's hating on you because y'all out there in the short skirts and everybody's looking at you?
Well, as Franco said, we dance harder. They're not where we are. They obviously couldn't get where we were.
So they hate.
So
So Miss Sparkle, let's talk about it. So you said, now you being at Elsick, I'm pretty sure that's a big school with over 3,000 people. You got Elsick and Hastings right next to each other. I'm pretty sure you got hated on a lot because of your color and everything. So tell us, how did you deal with it? Well, you're a pretty girl, so I'm pretty sure.
She got hated on because of her talents.
It motivated me more to do what I love to do.
It made you more. But how did you deal with it? I mean, come on, heckling people sitting up there talking about you in the crowd. That has to get on. That has to affect you.
I took it out in my dancing. I just danced harder. I smiled more. I swung my hair a little bit more. Put a little more hip in my dip.
Okay, then. So you know how to work through it. It doesn't bother you no more.
No.
Okay.
It's actually a motivation.
Jasmine, talk about it.
About the haters?
Yeah, talk about the
I
haters.
mean, you're going to have haters regardless. Whenever you're doing something good, a hater's going to follow behind. That's just the rule in life.
Okay.
If you get a promotion, it's like, he didn't or she didn't deserve that promotion. If you can do a backflip, or she don't need to be doing a backflip, you're going to always have a hater regardless. So, like my mom said, you take it with a grain of salt. You whatever and keep on pushing. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to stop you from being out there in that field.
Okay. Okay. Now, you have a subject that you want to talk about too. So what you going to talk about, Jasmine?
Injuries.
Okay. Now, in injuries, people think they know football players, basketball players, they get injured, but they don't know that cheerleaders also get injured, serious injuries. I mean, I seen a movie, Bring It On, and the girl got her neck broke. So I know it was just a movie, but I know that happens in real life. Talk about it.
Don't know. Actually, I was just talking about this yesterday. I used to cheer All-Star,
Okay.
cheer Explosion. We was in Dallas
Okay.
at an NCAA competition. And for some reason, I don't know, these girls decided to stunt on concrete.
Okay.
Full extension. The girl in the air, she wanted to do a double down.
Okay.
Nobody knew she was doing double downs. Nobody was prepared to catch her, and they didn't catch her. I was 9 or 10 years old when that happened. I think the girl was like 10 or 11. To this day, she is paralyzed.
Wow.
Because of that. And I mean, that's something serious. When you're a cheerleader, you have somebody's life in your hand. Nobody expects to wake up that morning and by the end of the day, one of their friends is going to be paralyzed from the neck down.
So that's serious.
Cheering.
That's serious. One wrong move and you can, like you say, you can be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. And I don't think the audience knows that, because they just see, like you say, y'all flipping up and down and just figure, hey, y'all just out there having fun. But it's a more serious side to cheerleader that we don't know about.
It's very serious. Like, you take a chance every day in life when you wake up regardless, but when you play a sport, I know for cheerleading, when you take a chance walk on that floor, anything can happen, especially like if you cheer. I know a lot of high schools, they perform at basketball games on basketball court. That's no protection.
Okay.
Yeah, if something happened, you can do a cartwheel and sprain your ankle. I mean, that's something simple. You start doing cartwheels when you like 3 or 4 years old. But
Okay.
I mean, cheerleading is very dangerous, and you have to be a very strong person to put yourself out there every day, knowing what can happen.
Okay. Well, now let's go to Miss Sparkle, and she's going to talk about respect. RESPECT. Ain't that's what Aretha said? But right now, we're going to take a commercial real quick, and we'll be right back with Miss Sparkle talking about respect.